Hi, I'm Mike Thompson. It is less than 0 degrees outside today, and my two 1500 watt space heaters simply aren't able to keep up. But I've got something here that puts out 4 times as much power as a single space heater. And so I modified my Foundry furnace to serve as a space heater when I'm in here. Let me show you what I did. So I used my step bit first to drill a hole here in my control box, making sure it's aligned with the first two, of course. I love my step bit. Okay. And I can... Now this is the thermocouple that came with the controller, but it's got way too much wire here, and so I'm going to cut this a lot shorter. I'm not going to need these plugs. I'm going to cut these off here. I'll save this wire because it's pretty good. I want to make sure I have enough here to go from one corner of the box to the other because I'm not quite sure where I'm going to put this thing. I think I'm going to put it on the back side by the fan, but we'll see. And so maybe cut it about there. All right, so I've got it cut, stripped, and I've crimped on 2 terminals. Put some heat shrink on there to keep the jacket from raveling. And I'll do this to the other ones. This is the wire for the furnace thermocouple here, and it's too long as well. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it. And these actually, I think I'm going to leave these in place. I'm not going to take those loose. Strip and heat shrink some more here so the jacket doesn't come apart, because that shielding is really sharp and it's a mess. So put that on there. There we go. And then I'm going to bend little hooks in the end of each of these red and blue wires for the thermocouple, because these wires are so darn thin that the terminals simply don't really want to crimp on very well. And I'm not going to solder them, so get that bent right there. Give this red guy here a good crimp. Then of course I'll do the same thing to the blue one. This is very, very tough. These little thermocouple wires are so thin. And I got the red and the blue on there just like so. Now I'll do this to the other wires. And then this is a single pole dual throw switch here. The center terminal will go to the controller, and the outer 2 terminals will select between each red wire from my 2 thermocouples. And then I'll join the blues together. I guess I could have got a DP-DT switch for the blues as well, but meh. Actually, wait. That's going to be a mess. I'm not going to join them. Let me cut these off and try something else. Going to use a couple twists here with the pliers, and I'm going to stick a wire nut on there, I think. This should work just fine. Like I said, I probably could have got a different switch. And get that on there nice and tight. There we go. Now I can select between my thermocouples. Now I'll just stick that in there. Like so. It's hard to do with my left hand. Okay. And then very carefully, without knocking out that tab, drill a number 7 here so that I can tap that for my little thermocouple.
The outcome could have been...
Turned out to be a 1/4-20, which is my most common thing I ever do. So, piece of cake. Problem was, I didn't have enough room to get my fingers in there to twist that up in there. So I had to remove these 2 switches so that I could thread that up through there. And then I can put my switches back on. There we go. Get that label straight. Can't have it twisted. All right, and there it is. We're reading the outside thermocouple right now. I can flip it down and read the one on the inside. I just turned it off, so it's almost 400 degrees in there still. But this is absolutely great. Awesome. And I can adjust everything here and get a nice, comfortable temperature. And I'm cross-checking the outside thermocouple with my multimeter here, and you can see I'm within a couple degrees. So that really wasn't all that difficult at all, and now it does what I need it to do perfectly, and it feels amazing. This is something that I actually really enjoyed doing. It's something you can definitely do yourself, because I know several of you on the internet have such things. Maybe give this a try. But go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm Mike Thompson, and thanks for watching. I really appreciate it.